everybody, you're watching the Christiana 321. I am the Christiana. It's been a while. I do have another video that's filmed and it's not going to be like this. But it does require a lot of editing and I've been just kind of putting it off because that's what I do. So I thought we'd have a book talk today because, well, this won't be helpful for you probably. I don't know when this video is going to go up actually. But today is Triple Points Day at Barnes & Noble. If you have a Barnes & Noble premium account, it's triple points. If you have a regular account, it's double points. I share my account with my family, and we have a premium account, which means that I got a lot of points today. Anyway, so if you've been around for a while, you know I have these two big bookshelves that are mostly full. I've got a couple of little bits that are just decorative. Well, the other day, I realized that in the move, there were a few boxes that just never got unpacked because either John had stuff at his house that was equivalent or it was holiday related. But so there were two boxes in the garage that are books, and then also on my desk where you're sitting right now behind you, there's also two piles of books. It's not huge piles, but maybe like a half of one of these shelves. If I put all the books that are on my desk up here, this section would be full. So not a lot, but not nothing. And then, like I said, two big boxes that were in the garage. They're out of the garage now because I don't want, it's not as climate controlled in there. Anyway, so I had been putting off getting a third bookshelf because I didn't think that I really needed it, and I didn't want to have it look super empty. Um, I do want to get a third bookshelf and then be able to have more spaces like this where I'm just like showing little trinkets and hooby-doos and whatnots. But I thought that there would be too much empty space. Now knowing that I have those two big boxes of books, I'm thinking that we might be ready for the third bookshelf. Don't tell John. I mean, he knows. He knows how many books there are. But his solution, instead of getting another bookshelf, is to give away some of the books. And we'll talk about it. I do have some doubles, and so I can get rid of the doubles. Except for the Pride and Prejudice. I want as many copies of Pride and Prejudice as I can get. As long as they're different. If they were the exact same copy, sure, we can get rid of those. Anyway, at the end of the month, April 27th, is Independent Bookstore Day. So I might get some more books then. Anyway, today my plan was just go look at Barnes & Noble. I do like just looking at a bookstore or a library sometimes, but then I walked in and I saw it was Triple Point Day, and so I started picking up books. And then I picked up a lot of books, and then I needed a basket, which I rarely do, because normally I limit myself to like 3 books or so, and if I find a book that is interesting after I already have 3 books, I have to put one back. Um, and then I may or may not even buy 3 books. I might end up putting all of them back, but I like to collect the ones that I think that I want to buy, and then whenever I'm thinking about checking out, I'll put some back or whatever. Anyway, so I ended up with um, something like 9. How many? 8. Put 3 of them back. One of them looked super cute. Love the concept. But it was in middle grades. I think John may have just come home. But it's a middle grades book. It was called The Wild Robot. It looked really cute. I might still get it later on, because I'm not opposed to reading middle grades. But if I'm putting books back, I'll put that one back. One was by Kazumi Ishiguro. And I already have a book by him that I have not read and has been on my list for a while. And this one didn't look like more enticing than the one that I already have, and so I told myself like I need to read the one by him that I already have first, and then I can get this one. Otherwise, I'm just collecting it because of the author. And then the third one that I put back, similar, was by Salman Rushdie, and it was like a series of short stories, I think. Um, but it was another one where I don't think I'm going to read this right away, and I'm only getting it because I feel like I should have something by Salman Rushdie, very famous author. So, put it back. Alright, now for the ones that I did actually buy. One was Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, and butchering that. This one is a very famous author, but I've actually been looking for a copy of Rebecca for a very long time. Um, I don't always remember to look for it, so I'm sure that I could have gotten it sooner, but this one, it looked very pretty, and I've been wanting to read this for a while. It is kind of thick, so I don't know how soon I'm gonna read it, but it's like one of those classic female protagonist gotta reads. Um, and so I'm very excited to start that one. Um, then this one, I thought about putting back. It was a close one. It was in the final running for which ones I was gonna put back. And it's "You'd Look Better as a Ghost" by Joanna Wallace. I feel like I've heard of her before. Um, no. It's a up here, international best-selling author of The Appeal, which I read The Christmas Appeal, same author, but that was just who the blurb was from, the author of The Appeal. Anyway, so I'm not sure what else she's written that I've heard of. I don't think that it was this one. Anyway, it's a part-time serial killer, kind of like murder book. I don't know. It sounds really fun. So one of the quotes from the book is, "I have a gift. I see people as ghosts before they die. Of course, it helps that I'm the one killing them. Uh, you're dead to me, literally." Which I just thought was fun. It sounded fun to me. I don't know. Uh, then this one is historical fiction, "The Dance Tree" by Karen Millwood Hargrave, which is about, I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but back in the 15th century, the 1500s, I mean, 16th century, um, the there was this like mass delirium where people started dancing and they could not stop. They would literally dance to death, and that's what this seems to be about that period of time, focusing on maybe one or two people that uh, were part of that, either like, dancing or part of the people trying to control the mob. Um, and so I'm very excited to read it. It's a crazy time in history, but it's not the kind of story that I want all of the facts on. This is what I want: speculative historical fiction. It's not speculative, historical fiction on that particular crazy time. And then two more books, but this is the last one for me. "It Lasts Forever and Then It's Over" by Anne DeMarkin, which is a very short novel, that is about like what happens after you die, kind of, except they're undead, maybe a zombie. I don't know a whole lot about it, but it looked like it was going to be really funny. Um, Something about like she loses an arm, and it just feels weird having the wind on that part. Anyway, looks very cute. And then the last one is actually a gift for John. Um, so I gotta give it to him before this video goes up. I thought I heard him, but he hasn't appeared to come into the house. Anyway, um, a lot of times when I go to the bookstore and I say I got a book for him, it's not actually for him. It's a book that I wanted to read, but then I have to like, pretend like it was for him. And then if he doesn't want to read it, I'll read it. That's fine. But this one is actually for him. It's called "Is This Anything" by Jerry Seinfeld, which I'm not positive he might already have. So this one might be getting returned. Um, but it is, yeah, it was a book by Jerry Seinfeld. He loves Seinfeld, so I thought that it might be fun for him. Um, I doubt that he'll read it. He's not a big reader, but like just looking through it, it looks like he might be able to read some of it. Maybe we read it together. I don't know. And then I did get one other thing while I was there. These Moleskine notebooks. I love these Moleskine notebooks. They are a bit expensive, but since I will actually write in these as opposed to a lot of the other notebooks that I buy, it is worth it to me. For either morning pages or, as you guys may recall if you've been around for a while, I want to start my fiction writing journey this year, and so there are two books in here, or two notebooks. One of them I'll do morning pages, and the other one I want to start doing my novel, which I gotta pick an idea and just get started, which is the hardest part. So, I gotta find some place for these books, and then I'm gonna do that. Um, just get started, write something down, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Have you bought any books recently? Are you gonna participate in Independent Bookseller Day at the end of the month, April 27th? I'm sure I will. If I remember, actually. Because I think last year I didn't remember until it was like 10 p.m. and all of the independent bookstores near me were closed. That was bad. Anyway, good night, sweet dreams.